Coming up on Studio 415, we'll give you an inside look in the upcoming spring play.
We'll give you details about how special education students are helping Carroll.
And we'll take a look at this year's track team. I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter Studio 415.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Matei Nispel.
And I'm Zach Honeycutt. Here at Carroll High School, students perform many of the behind-the-scenes jobs. What most students don't know is who is actually doing these jobs.
As Studio 415 reporter Kara Bennett explains, if you've gotten a drink or a snack from a vending machine, then you should thank a special education student.
Whenever you go to the vending machine to get your favorite snack, do you ever wonder who is in charge of filling these vending machines? You might think the only ones responsible for the job are the janitors. But here at Carroll, the special education children are usually the ones to do the job. Usually about once a week, the special education children walk down to the teacher's lounge to fill up the pop machines. They take turns and steps to fill these machines so all can participate in the job. Once they are done with one machine, they move on to the next. Filling the vending and pop machines are not the only thing these students do to help around the school. They take part in cutting papers for the guidance office and shredding the leftover mail. Breaking down boxes and filling the water bottles up in the cafeteria is another activity Mrs. Elsaw has planned for the students on a daily basis.
Vocational is a big thing for our kids because this is a transition stage, so we want them to be able to find jobs once they leave high school, and most of that would try to be hands-on activities, not really dealing with money so much, but more physical projects. So that's something we do every day.
The main target for these students in having hands-on activities is so it gets the students ready for the real world and jobs they can perform. The special needs children are more involved with the school than what meets the eye. Whether it's filling the vending machines or breaking down boxes, the special education students are always helping around the school. When these students have any free time, they usually spend it doing various other activities. These activities vary on the different students, but all students are involved in after-school events such as movie night with the student council. During the spring, the students also spend time outside of school together.
We're going to the tin caps in the spring, we've gone to the zoo, and that just gets the kids used to being out in the community.
If you want to get involved in any of the events, Mrs. Elsaw is always available to get others involved. Students are always welcome to visit and talk with the students during passing periods or before and after school. For Studio 415, I'm Kara Bennett.
Thanks for that report, Kara. Now we'll go to Studio 415 reporter Steph Wolf to take a look at how the spring play is breaking the mold for the theater department.
Every spring, the Carroll Drama Department puts on their third and final production of the school year. This year's spring play, Don't Tell Mother, includes a librarian, a bank robbery, and a lot of clothes flying off.
A lot of physical humor, as well as one-liners, a nice 8-person cast, and I feel very confident about everyone that's in it.
Usually, the spring play has roughly 20 cast members, but this year's production is comprised of only 8. According to Mr. Pearson, the drama teacher here at Carroll, the change in cast size is so they can have a committed cast and a more thematic play.
I did not have a play in mind. I ordered about 12 to 15 plays, anywhere from 6 to 11 characters. And I started originally looking for a serious play.
Pearson may have started off looking for a serious play, but due to some sad events this year, he opted for a fast-paced comedy. In addition to some veteran Carroll drama students, sophomore Josie Bollinger will be performing in Don't Tell Mother as her first Carroll production.
Usually I get nervous before I perform, but once I'm up on stage, the nerves really go away.
As many of Mr. Pearson's students will tell you, the best way to prepare for the play is by taking Mr. Pearson's classes.
First semester I took theater arts, and now I'm in advanced theater arts.
Although a bit nervous, Bollinger and the rest of the cast are very excited to be part of this year's spring play. So come out and support the Carroll Drama Department by seeing Don't Tell Mother this March 22nd and 23rd in the small auditorium. For Studio 415, this is Steph Wolf.
Thanks, Steph. Tonight, Carroll High School will be hosting a college fair night.
Students and parents will have the opportunity to speak to college, military, vocational, and financial aid representatives.
Over 65 institutions of higher learning will be represented. The guidance staff here at Carroll encourages all area students and their parents to attend this valuable evening.
The event will be held in the CHS cafeteria at 6 o'clock. You can park in the student parking lot and enter door 13.
Due to bad weather, the Carroll Rock Fest has been postponed until April. There will be many bands performing at this year's Rock Fest supporting Jeremy Bender. Studio 415 reporter Grace Fennessy is looking into why this event has struck a chord with Carroll students.
Rockfest is back. Carroll High School is hosting its 3rd annual music festival with all the bands we know and more. I got the chance to talk with some of the band members to see how they got involved.
I wanted to kind of bring everyone together and have our own concert. So I went to the administration, Mrs. Newmeyer, and we both set it up. It was really, really hectic the first year. And then last year was definitely a lot easier, and this year is going really smooth.
Chase Hughlin was also involved in the beginning and began participating in Rockfest in his freshman year, but his passion for music goes beyond.
I've been playing music since the 5th grade. I started off on French horn, and then I moved to the drums, and then I moved to playing guitar last year, and I started singing as well.
This year, however, the Rockfest is not just about the music.
Because it's a really great charity this year for Jeremy Bender, who really needs all the help that he can get, and he's a really nice guy.
Jeremy Bender, this is what Rockfest is really all about. It's for him. We wanted to show him that Carroll cares. So they had to go down to Riley Hospital in Indianapolis, and there they said it was a virus that was going throughout his body and eventually wrecked his heart. And so he had to get a transplant.
All the proceeds are going to Jeremy, and it's just, I want it to be as big as possible.
Because of the recent snow cancellation, Rockfest is going to be rescheduled for around April 19th. So keep an eye out for the date, and be sure to come support Jeremy and the local Carroll bands. This has been Grace Fennessy with Studio 415.
Thanks, Grace. This Saturday, on March 16th, the Fort Wayne community will come together to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with a downtown festival.
To celebrate, Fort Wayne firefighters will be coloring St. Mary's River green as thousands gather from Calhoun Street to the Well Street Bridge. But the river greening isn't the only event happening. There will be a 5-kilometer kilt run, a parade, and even a strongman competition.
The festival will take place in a variety of areas. At 9:30 a.m., the kilt run will begin and end on Calhoun Street. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., the strongman competition will be taking place on Well Street, and get to the St. Mary's Bridge early to reserve a spot on the front for the river greening at 11 a.m.
For the rest of the day, you can enjoy food, music, and fun with the rest of your family. Visit FortWayneGetGreen.com for more information.
The Interact Club is once again hosting a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
An event wildly successful in the past, the club plans to have another successful run at this year's tourney, with all of the proceeds going to Shara, an African child in need of an education.
The event will take place on March 22nd in the Fieldhouse at 7 o'clock. Round up your teams of 3 with or without a sub and turn them in to Miss Her in room 155.
Try to be as creative as possible. Contact an Interact Club board member if you have any questions.
Now we'll go to Studio 415 sports reporter Chris Schutte with details on the boys and girls track team and how they're looking at improving the last year's season.
When the gun goes off, the Carroll boys track team is going to be running their way to achieving their goal of a state title. The team that has many returning seniors looks to improve on last season's success, which included a sectional championship and a state championship from the 4x800 relay. Alex Hess, a member of that relay team, has high aspirations for this season.
We plan on to accomplish the same thing. We want to win the regional title this year, but we also plan on repeating in the 4x8 for another state championship.
With 3 of the returning members of that relay, they have a great chance at repeating and improving on their 4th place finish at Nationals, which earned them the title of All-Americans. Now, the boys' team isn't the only team with success at the state level. The girls' track team, led by a strong core of seniors, looks to improve from a sectional title and 2nd place regional finish and have great success at the state meet.
Team goals for this year are to make it to state, regionals, and to more personal records by the last track meet, to make everyone get their own personal records.
On March 16th, the boys and girls track team will be competing at the state indoor meet at Indiana Wesleyan. And on March 21st, their first outdoor meet will be at Northrop. We hope you can achieve your goal of bringing home a state title. For Studio 415, I'm Chris Schutte.
Thanks, Chris, and thank you, Carol, for joining us today.
Our next show will be in 2 weeks on March 27th.
From all of us here at Studio 415, have a great day, Carol.